All right, welcome to Whiskey with Whitaker. This is a new video we're going to start doing, and I mean we as in you and me. I have my brewed somewhere else and aged in an oak barrel here in Beaufort, North Carolina. Whiskey, and thank you very much to Dave Broekman for that amazing barrel to age this whiskey in, because let me tell you what, you can buy some of the cheapest whiskey, like a gallon of it for, what did I pay, $15.99 less than $16 for this gallon of whiskey that I bought. Tasted it out the bottle. It was not drinkable. It was horrible. I put it in here to try. I put it in this whiskey barrel to try that Dave bought me. And so it says age it for a week, take some out, taste it. Age it for 2 weeks, take some out, taste it. 3 weeks, 4 weeks till you get going. Well, apparently when I first sealed the barrel, you have to soak this thing with water for, I think it says 5 or 6 days or something, to make that wood expand and seal all those joints. It's held together by bands. And apparently I didn't quite get it all the way sealed, because about 2.5 weeks into it, my barrel starts leaking whiskey, and it's leaking whiskey out all over, and I'm like, well, that ain't gonna happen. So I had to fill up my bottle here, which, thanks to Rachel, I have two of these actually amazing whiskey decanters. So, red Solo cup, because all of my glasses are in Nebraska. Want to have a whiskey with you. This is going to be Whiskey with Whitaker. That was a pretty short pour. This is going to be Whiskey with Whitaker. It's going to be a channel that you and I are going to sit and have a talk about anything and everything. Whatever's on my mind, whatever's on your mind, events of the day, it doesn't matter. Politics, guns, dogs, life, taxes, airplanes, I don't care. Marine Corps, whatever you want to talk about, we're going to talk about. We're going to sit down, have a whiskey, just like we're sitting at the campfire. Quite possibly, you might get me to break out the guitar and even play a song. I'll apologize in advance if I do, because I'm going to tell you right now that I play the guitar and sing for my entertainment, not yours. So, sorry about your luck. I don't play the guitar very good, but the good news is I sing even worse. So what I'd like to do is just sit down with a couple of friends, a couple of guys, and just BS for a little bit, remotely over the computer, record it, send it out. Hopefully some other guys will see it and want to have a chat. And it doesn't matter what it's about. It doesn't matter your background. You can see I got this stupid-ass puzzle sitting here on the table that's kicking my ass, and I can't get anywhere on it. I got my damn bathroom door open. I didn't close that. I didn't close the door to the kitchen or down the hall or anything like that, so it looks like shit. I don't have it set up perfectly nice. But the guys that I'm going to talk to and the people that are going to watch this aren't going to care. They're going to be people that I know, people that you know, and they're not going to care what the house looks like, what the background is. You don't have to have it perfect. You don't have to set up your house so it's great for a video. Maybe if it wasn't dark outside and you could see, I'd lift the blinds up and I'd have it pointed out towards Town Creek here at Beaufort. You could see the yachts out here in the water and possibly see some CH-53s or some Ospreys working out at Michael J. Smith Field here right across the Town Creek and the highway from the house. Except for, I got a watch right here on my wrist. It's hard for me to find this camera. I got a watch right here on my wrist, and I'm craning my neck and getting back to try and see the clock on the wall because I don't have enough sense. And there's a clock right here on the front of the computer so I can see what time it is. Wow. Anyway, it's dark outside. You can't see anything. But if it was earlier and I got around to having a whiskey, then maybe I'd turn it around. Or when it gets later in the year, and it's light till 10 o'clock at night, and we're having a whiskey and a conversation at 8 o'clock, I'll be sitting on the dock and look a little bit nicer or whatever for you guys that won't be sitting on the ocean. So, I don't know how to do any of this. I don't know how to record the conversations that we have. I don't know how to set up the meeting that we're going to have. So I'm going to have to ask and figure out how to do that. I am guaranteed the least techie guy that you know. But I'm going to fumble through it and figure it out, and we're going to do it because we don't care. So anything that you want to talk about is on. We'll have a conversation about anything. People that I've known through grade school, high school, friends in the Marine Corps, guys that have become recently friends, people that I've known for forever. One of the things that I like, I'll have to get this guy on. Louis does this thing with his Facebook posts where he bases it as a conversation between himself and his dog. So his dog calls him names. He calls his dog names. His dog asks what we're doing today. Louis talks about this. His dog asks questions about that. And it's like this conversation that he's having with his dog. And those of us that have animals can completely relate because we sit at the shop. We build guns. We do woodwork. We do things and have entire conversations with our animals. Whether it's a dog or a horse, it's those of us that have animals do it, and you can totally relate to it. And I love how that setup comes across on Facebook. It's really really cool. I like that. I'd like to incorporate something like not that I'm calling my friends dogs or animals or something that I want to talk to. Not at all. I'm not the dog either. I don't know, maybe I am. Anyway, I'd like to incorporate something like that if I could. Another thing that I want to add is I got to find an ending for this thing. There's some guys out there on YouTube that have signature, I don't know what they are, sign-offs or endings. There's this guy that does YouTube videos all the time. Stupid, just stupid videos. They're not true. They don't work. And he tells you at the very end after he's, oh, really? No, you have to do this, And he always signs off with something like, love you. It's just hilarious how he does it. It fits him perfect. But I got to find some kind of a signature sign-off and a signature welcome whiskey with Whitaker poured in and whatnot. So if there's anything that you've seen that you've picked up that I do, a lot of times you don't really recognize or know or realize the things that you do yourself, but everybody else picks up on it and says every time this guy leaves or every time this guy he always does this, and I probably don't see it. I don't know that of myself, but if there's anything that you guys see that I do all the time, let me know, and maybe I'll try and put that in somehow as an outro or a signature or whatever these video things are called when we finish up our whiskey chats. So it'll just be you and I talking on the computer. You can use your phone. It's perfectly fine. Your phone, camera is better than anything that we've ever recorded on our entire lives. So don't think that you gotta have a computer and a microphone. I'm telling you, your Samsung or your iPhone is way better quality than the shit that we've used forever. So just use your damn phone. Don't worry about it. I'll set up a I don't know, whatever the meeting's called, a Zoom meeting or whatever it is, and I'll ask somebody how to push the record button. I'll figure it out. I'll record it. We'll just put it up. We'll put it up on the channel. It's going to be a YouTube channel, and just tag your friends and the people that are on Facebook, and let's just watch it. You guys watch it, and then kind of feed off of each other. And then anything that you want to talk about, if you want to poke fun at somebody, you want to talk about something. Let's just have a conversation, and let's have a real virtual whiskey from wherever you're at to wherever I'm at. We'll sit down for 15, 20 minutes. We'll have a drink. We'll have a conversation. We'll put it up. Let everybody look at it. And we're not going to have. I think we are not going to have comments enabled on the video that, when you go to YouTube, you can comment under there and people can write comments. I think we're not going to have that, and make it that comments are absolutely welcome, but the only way comments are welcome, face-to-face video with a whiskey, and you want to talk about something, you want to talk about an interview that we had, something that we talked about in an earlier episode or whatever, we'll do it over a whiskey, and that's how we will comment on things. And it can be a video that we saw, a video that we posted. It could be anything with life in general. It doesn't matter what the topic is, we'll cover it. So I hope to talk to you soon. I hope to see you out there and work on my signature for me. I hope you will be on one of these episodes of Whiskey with Whitaker.